Alright, we've made it to the final mission of Area 51, Escape. Skipping the cutscene is not important here, however, we do need to move quickly at the start, because we start this mission in a room full of nerve gas. And while I do not consider the nerve gas to be a hit, if we want damageless, and I do, we're going to need to move very fast to avoid a tiny tick of damage from the gas. Further complicating matters is Elvis's hover trolley. It tends to get stuck on doors and obstacles when we strafe. Also, the gas itself is not entirely time-based. I found that when we stand still, we'll see a tick of damage from the gas every 8 seconds or so, but if we keep moving, we might not see that first tick until the 12 or even 14 second mark. It's a bit inconsistent. The good news is, I found that with a bit of practice, you can get out of this room consistently, but you are going to want to practice this movement. So, let's begin. We're going to start by going straight through the doors, and then we start our straightening. But we're going to kind of straighten out in the middle to avoid these obstacles on the side and get us out this door. There we go. Take out the first enemy. This other guy does not aggro when we shoot that first guy, so he's pretty easy. There we go. And then we'll get Elvis to safety. We need to get Elvis to this point by the 36-second mark, but that's very easy to do. That unlocks the remote mines later. Now for this next room, there are 2 enemies. We're going to open the door from the side. There's one. And that should hopefully allow us to fight them just one at a time. There we go. They do kind of move around, so you're not going to know exactly where they are. Okay, there are 3 enemies in this room. We're going to step in. We're not going to shoot. That should aggro only 2 of them, not all 3. So just let them do this and fall back. We're going to lure them back here. And we're going to spam a bunch of shots from Falcon 2 at them. We do not need the Falcon 2 at all after this. And these guys have body armor, so that takes a lot to make them flinch. So no need to be precious with the ammo, just spam at him, take him down. And then we get a Super Dragon. And a Super Dragon comes with a grenade launcher. And it turns out, grenades are pretty good. Where is that third guy? Did we get him? Nope. Come on, friend. The grenade launcher will carry most of this mission. It does a very good job. But I would like it if this guy would cooperate. Oh, here he is. There we go. Here are those remote mines I was talking about. Pick those up and move on. Yeah, grenades are good. Good thought. They will carry a lot of this mission as long as we don't blow ourselves up. That's really all we have to worry about. We're going to have more grenades than we can possibly carry, so there's no need to be precious with them. Ammo is really not a concern in this mission. We'll grab the medpack and move on. Clear another 3 enemies, because grenades are good. And by the way, did I mention that grenades are pretty good? Boom. With those 3 down, we're going to come back here and we're going to plant the remote mine at this door. Position isn't too important, just somewhere in front of that door should be fine. Now we're going to go talk to Jonathan.
Joanna, over here.
Hello, friend.
We need to get back to
After a second line, 3 enemies spawn over here. We'll blow them up real quick. Then we're going to switch to our mine. We're going to detonate it right about here. Now, what just happened? Normally 4 enemies are going to spawn in here. However, there's a brief moment where all of the enemies that are going to spawn here spawn in all at once. So if we time the mine right, we can get all of them. That's a lot of kills, that's a lot of ammo, and that's a lot of enemies that we're not going to have to deal with later. Helps quite a bit. Okay, now we're going to try and babysit Jonathan through these doors. You can kind of push him if you want to be fancy about it, or you can just kind of wait for him. He does kind of derp out if you let him go through these doors on his own, so you might need to babysit him a little bit. Okay. Bounce grenade around the wall to take out the enemy who spawns here. Don't forget about him. There are also going to be 4 enemies through this next door, so don't forget about them either. We'll blow them up. Drop a grenade at their feet. Make sure you get all 4 of them. There we go. Okay, Jonathan's already here. Great. Here we go. Now, covering Jonathan means sitting at this door, hold it open, and spamming grenades out into the walkway. Now you could see a lot of enemies showing up now. You might see very few. I've had runs where I've only seen 3 at this point. I've had runs where I've gotten to like 12. Looks like we're getting quite a few today. But it doesn't really matter how many show up because we have a lot of grenades. So we're just going to sit here and blow up however many show up. Doesn't matter. Easy enough.
Okay, stand back. Let's go.
Okay, so now we're going to wait till the door's closed and there's no more enemies in the walkway. Looks clear. You'll often see another few after Jonathan finishes his thing, so we're going to keep checking back here periodically. I'm going to come over here, switch to bullets. We're not going to step into this next room yet. We're going to pick off the enemy without going into the room. So quick headshot. Good. Now we're going to check this walkway again. Make sure this is still clear. Looks good. Okay. When we step into the room, we're going to get some enemies spawning. They could spawn out on that walkway. They could spawn in this corner ahead of us. So I'm going to fire a grenade preemptively into the corner, and I'm going to step into the room to trigger them, and then quickly step back out to fight them. There we go. Step in, step out. Don't assume that the grenade killed them. We clear? Okay. Looks like they spawned out in the walkway. I don't know if we got anyone from the corner this time. Usually you'll see at least a few over there, but they may have not spawned in yet. And we're just going to kind of rinse and repeat this for a while. Okay. Looks clear, so now let's do that again. Grenade in the corner, we'll run a little bit further into the room this time. And come back. Still looks like no one in that corner, unusual. And again, don't assume that your grenades got them all. Walkway still looks clear. Let's do that one more time. We'll go all the way into the room this time, all the way to the corner. And back. Watch for enemies running around here. Looks clear. Walkway is also clear. I think we're fine. Okay. Did we get anyone at all? Wow, it looks like we had no spawns in the corner this time. They're all in the walkway. That's unusual, but okay. So now we're going to switch to bullets and take out this guy. There we go. We need to use bullets because we cannot afford to blow this up. That would fail the mission. So be careful about that. Now again, make sure there are still no enemies here. Check the walkway once more. Still clear. Looks fine. Okay. Now we're going to plant our mines to prep for the med pack. We want to mine on this side of the door and on the other side of the door. That should do. So what happens is when we trigger the med pack, 4 enemies will spawn. One of the spawn points is up here near this door. There's another spawn point down below, and it could be 2 and 2, it could be 3 and 1, it could be 4 and 0. We don't know which enemies are going to spawn where, we just know there are going to be 4 enemies total. These mines should clear the top spawn for us, which is very important because they will have the high ground when we come out from Elvis otherwise, and that can be very dangerous. So, we check that the walkway is cleared, we plant our mines, we switch to medpack and quickly run down here, catch it, and we're going to immediately detonate the mine. The hope is that Jonathan will still be up there, not next to the mines, but close enough that the enemies will see him and they'll stop to shoot at him. We do not want the enemies to immediately run down away from the mines. So hopefully Jonathan is still there to take their aggro and hold them near the mines for a little bit. Just long enough for us to detonate. Oh, okay. Looks like we got him. So there is one of the 4 enemies will trigger the cutscene. It looks like we got him immediately on the top side. We might still have enemies down below that we need to clear. So we're going to check that. Yep, we had 2. Okay, good. So I think our mines did in fact clear the top. Good. Yeah, it's very dangerous if there are enemies on the high ground up there as you're kind of coming out down here. So let Jonathan lead the way. Make sure it's clear. But if the mines did their job, and they usually do, we're fine.
Oh no, we have a problem. It's a single
Now we just sit through some dialogue, watch for any enemies coming around this corner. There probably won't be any, but there could be. Just keep an eye on it.
You know what I'm saying? You're the only one who can fly, Elvis, so get in.
So Jonathan is going to go to open the doors, and we're going to follow him to help him out.
But We can't leave you behind.
We're not going to get too close to him because that can change things so that we are the ones who open the doors and we have to be the one to escape, and we don't want to deal with that. Quicker and easier to let Jonathan do it. So we're going to follow him, but not too close until the music starts. There we go. Now we can go. And we're going to get a bunch of enemies coming through here. So we're just going to pulse a few grenades through, maybe like 5 or 6 total. Hold the first wave back. There can also be enemies from below, so we don't want to hang out too long. But that should buy us enough time for Jonathan to open one door, we open the other door, and that's it. GG. Next mission.